Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Media every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with your friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Today, Jaidev joins me in this session. Welcome, Jaidev.
Good evening to all the viewers once again, and we have a lot of interesting news, happening news. In fact, we'll start with Sushant Singh Rajput's case, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So coming to the SSR case, the NCB, the Narcotics Control Bureau, in its draft charges filed in the case, related to SSR, and has claimed Riya Chakravarti has received multiple deliveries of ganja from, the co-accused, including her brother Shovik, and these were handed over to Sushant Singh Rajput. The central agency had filed the draft charges last month in the special NDPS Act against the 35 accused. Now, as per the draft charges, all the accused entered into criminal conspiracy between March 2020 and December that year, with each other or in groups to procure, purchase, sell, and distribute drugs in high society and Bollywood. It is also said that the accused had financed drug trafficking and consumed ganja, charas, cocaine, and other narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances without valid license, permit, or authorization within the Mumbai metropolitan region. Therefore, they have been charged under the relevant provisions of the NDPS Act, including Section 27 and 27A, which is financing illicit traffic and harboring offenders. 28 is punishment for attempts to commit offences, and 29 is whoever abets or is a party to criminal conspiracy as per the draft charges. The draft charges maintain that accused number 10, Riya Chakravarti, received many deliveries of ganja from accused Samuel Miranda. Shovik, Dipesh Sawant, and others have handed over those deliveries to the late actor SSR. She made payments for those deliveries at the instance of Shovik and the late actor between March 2020 and September that year. As per the draft charges, Ria's brother Shovik was in regular touch with drug peddlers and had received many deliveries from the co-accused after placing orders of ganja and hashish. Now, these deliveries were handed over to Sushant Singh Rajput. The filings of draft charges sets the tone for the framing of the charges, following which the trial begins. However, before framing of charges, the court will have to first decide on the discharge pleas of the accused. Until now, four persons, including Shijit Prasad, former executive producer of Dramatic Entertainment, have filed for discharge in the case. Prasad, in his plea filed through advocate Nikhil Manshinde, claimed he is innocent and that there was no prima facie material to sustain the charges against him. The applicant has been needlessly roped into the present proceedings in a malified manner by NCB, Prasad's plea added. Now, Special Judge Raghuvanshi, hearing cases pertaining to the the NDPS Act, has posted the matter for hearing on July 27th. Riya, as you know, was arrested in September 2020 and was granted bail. So, what do you make of this? Is it a good development? Because it seems like NCB is saying that indirectly that Sushant sort of was a consumer of drugs.
Yeah. So, even if they say that, the
Hmm.
person who's been providing is the person is Ria. So, see, they have some videos which you remember they showed through Z, saying that he showing that he was drugged. So that could be one of the things that Ria is trying. But then, in which case, Ria is equally, susceptible for action to be taken against her. So whatever it is, let the movement start. That's what I think is best. And if there's something coming up, let's see what is happening, and then we can react accordingly. So because at the moment I'm not too sure about NCB. Ever since Samir Wankhede left the organization, I'm not very comfortable with the people who are presently there, because they're not sort of helping us instill faith in them. So we'll have to wait and watch for this, Jenny.
Yeah. So You can take the next piece of news with
Yes,
regards to.
yes, yes. So Aditya Thackeray is in big trouble. NCPCR asks Mumbai police to register an FIR against Shiv Sena MLA for violating. Uh, the this Aditya Thackeray, uh, was is in big trouble because Apex Child's Rights Body, the NCPCR, in a notice issued to Mumbai police, said that it has received a complaint alleging that Mumbai District Football Association president Aditya Thackeray used the Shiv Sena's youth wing, Yuva, for the RA Bachao protest and political campaign, used minors in the movement. Now, the NCPCR on Monday urged the Mumbai police to register an FIR against Shiv Sena leader Aditya Thackeray. The commission said it has received a complaint alleging that Aditya Thackeray used children in his party's campaign to save the RA forest. NCPCR, in a notice issued to Mumbai police, that it has received the complaint alleging that Mumbai District Football Association President Aditya Thackeray used the Shiv Sena's youth wing, Yuva, for the protest and political campaign, used minors in the movement. Aditya also shared the link on Twitter in which children can be seen holding placards in their hands as part of the protest. NCPCR said that in view of the above, the Commission requests you to immediately investigate the matter by registering an FIR against accused persons. So here, what is most amusing is that he's used children in a clandestine manner here. But then, in how many other things has he been using children? So that also should come out. We've been hearing a lot of talk about children being used in some other ways also. So I hope that will also come out when this is dug up. And one thing is that this man is so slimy that he does not do anything in a straightforward manner. Can't he get his own people to protest for it? Does he need to bring children into this?
Yeah, and one more thing is, now, if you remember that Republic TV back then, Arnab had a reporter which who went into the Karjat farmhouse,
Yes.
and and he was arrested during that time. The reporter who went into the farmhouse,
Yeah.
and now we'll have to wait and see if Arnab Goswami, will follow up with that particular case. It's the right time right now that he's not in power, and he can follow up his case on the Karjat farmhouse, right?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the opportune moment for Arnab Goswami to do some real journalistic work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll take a few
Okay.
comments.
Before we take that, just one comment. Rahul Gandhi has again gone to the foreign country, that is Spain. So is it, as Karthik said very rightly, is it the making of another toolkit? So very suspicious, this visit. Yes. Back to
So
you.
we'll take a few comments. Yeah, this is what I was talking. Like Tom and Jerry has said, Anuj, the reporter, was arrested for asking who this farmhouse belonged, and so why was Uddhav Thackeray at that time, very disturbed of this, right? Like if he's not hiding anything, if he's quite honest, then there would be no fear, right? Like of sort of if the reporter even covered it. It is obvious as the MBA has exchanged hands with BJP, so all concerned in the SSR murder can be given clean chit. CBI and I has been doing in accordance with the ruling government. So we'll have to wait and see, Leonora. Uh, where is human rights in Maharashtra? There was a human cry when UP Muslims. Yes, Ramesh, especially when MBA was in power, we all know the kind of atrocities, was there in Uddhav Thackeray government with, SSR, Disha Salian being murdered, Palgar Sadhus. Zoya says they are so cheap to blame everything now on SSR since he is not here to defend himself
Yeah.
anymore. I strongly believe still that divine justice is in some way or others will get SSR justice.
Yes.
Yes, Zoya.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when there is, actual evidence in the court, right, which the court can accept. I'm sure that
Also,
uh,
I think, Chirag,
mm,
that this Eknath Shinde is not very fond of him, because I think Aditya Thackeray has insulted him in many, in some incidents, when he was, one of the party members. So I don't think Eknath Shinde has a very good opinion about him. So if he can do something, against him, then that's the best. Tom and Jerry, RG is traveling. Where and in which form will the next rides happen? Absolutely. So it's very dicey, this guy's trip. Thank you,
thank
Martin.
you.
Chitra Devi, very soon, God willing, yes. A new toolkit will be released soon, I think. I'm afraid another innocent life will be lost. The damage he has caused to the nation with all his fake toolkits, I hope his movements are tracked by our intelligence. Well said. Were DS and SSR to expose child trafficking, where top politicians in Bollywood were involved. There was a huge, in fact, Tom and Jerry, there was a huge hue and cry where a child, in a what you call reality show, was made to dance. A small girl was made to dance on a table where two, young boys are sitting to show an adult a situation where she's dancing as a cabaret dancer, and another girl, her neck being cut, and how she herself kills these people. So there's sex in it, there's murder, there's violence in it. And many of the people have been complaining on social media and asking, where is the Minister of Women and Child? Well, unfortunately, the Women and Child Minister is somewhere in Bengal, inaugurating some metro there. So, and in fact, she's been given portfolios, different portfolios, as if this one is not enough for her, because here you hardly see any work being done, especially when everybody, Kajal Agarwal and myself, we have complained about this, and apparently Kajal is said she'll be getting some kind of response, but nothing has been received so far. So these reality shows have to stop if they are going to exploit children, and use them in such what you call vulgar dances. That means there is another motive to it. So this has to stop, and the greed for money on the parent side has to be revealed to all, that money cannot buy you your children back. So this is a racket. It has to stop, and it has to start from the ministry. You know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
few
I
more
have some more
comments.
comments. Jyoti? Yeah, some more.
Don't you think Shinde Group played political brotherhood card by saving ET? Many are not happy with that move by of saving
No.
dynasty.
Here again, see, Namish, what I feel is that, see, in a sense, they have isolated Aditya Thackeray. See, because he's the only one from that Uddhav Thackeray's party that is, has been saved. So he's not going to fit into that crowd at all, because everybody knows he's just a spoilt, useless fellow, and in the end, he's going to get whatever is due to him. So this, I don't think, is the right thing. But perhaps, again, as you say, there may be the other side to it as well.
Yeah, so Ramesh, another simple way of looking into this move is like, suppose in a corporate company, if someone wants to get rid of a certain employee, either they can directly fire that employee, or they'll make the environment so toxic that the employee will himself give the resignation letter and leave. So this is one of the other ways, by taking away his responsibilities, and so this might be a similar sort of situation which is in play here.
Tom and
MH
Jerry
has,
says, yeah,
yeah, MH has a
MH has
very high
yeah, number
number of
of
cases.
cases.
Yes, yes. In fact, Maharashtra is unfortunately leading in the number of missing children and women.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw Arnab the day Uddhav Thackeray was thrown out of power when he said that you'll be stopped. You'll stop me from talking on Palghar Sadhus when I stood for justice for SSR. So I'm sure he has it in his mind still. Yes, Zoya. So, but I don't know. Is it some legal tussles that is stopping Arnab from reporting on this? That's what because now they are not in power. So what's stopping him? Meera says UT's whole 2.5-year CM term has been spent in saving his son. Yes, Meera,
In
and
fact, yeah,
that's
I think he came to power only for that.
Yeah, so Aditya was the Achilles heel in Uddhav Thackeray's government because he wanted his son to succeed him, and unfortunately, his son, spent most of his time with Bollywood people. The conservation belongs to Lawrence Bishnoi. Why he murdered Sidhu, our beloved singer? Yeah, shame on corrupted system and politicians, says Divya. Yes, it is bitter when, but true all concerned involved cannot escape the justice from the Almighty.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why karmic justice is always, delivers more than the legal justice system in the country. Will the government take action against baby penguins? Slowly, things are coming out of. Yes, this is $1 million question, and yeah,
But as you
I'll,
say, Tom and Jerry, the second part of your question, or rather, you've answered it yourself. You're saying slowly things are coming out. NGOs, children, human organ trafficking, murder. See, so that itself is answering your question. Little by little, things are coming up. Everything can't come out quickly, So I'm sure it will come out. The news about ex-BP Hamid Ansari is very sickening. I have not read it, so in case for Karthik, you'd like to brief us on that? Don't you think? Yeah, okay, we've already answered that. Yes, welcome,
I see.
Sumit. Yeah, welcome, Rose. Please watch Ulti Khopri videos. Yes, they are really pretty good because he's done a complete, detailed study of the Karjat farmhouse. Yes, ma'am, I've seen the video. It's ridiculous. Yes. Some other, Jerry, some
Yes.
other comments.
Now it's known that the number of hearings took place in the SSR drugs case. Even during second COVID wave, hearings took place. 35 accused are there, but media didn't report this for over a
Yes,
year.
this is the funny part, Chinanthan, because see how much media are paid to hide things from the public. We don't hear these things. What you said is so true. I mean, why are we hearing it now? What happened all this time? See, everybody is protecting their backs, backsides. So this is one very pointed truth that has come out from you. I watched a video by ES saying that all investigations are done in the SSR case. So it sounded like he's not doing anything. Okay, we have not heard this, Tom. So we
Yeah,
would
can
perhaps
you
it
pass us
was
the video link, Tom and
yes,
Jerry?
and perhaps it was in Marathi. Sidhu Moosewala was a truth lover. Wasn't he a Khalistan supporter? Yes, that's what we know. Uddhav looks so weary and lost these days. I don't think he's ever looked otherwise, Savitri. So what, dear? At least he did not take anyone's life. I believe that God is great. I'm sure all these murderers will get caught soon. He promotes Khalistan. That does not mean he hurts anyone in India, like Hindu Muslim agenda. Okay, Divya, we are not here to argue. I mean, if you have a point, that's fine. Don't worry. Meenaji, a Pakistani spy has disclosed that Hamid Ansari gave the spy all the access for his dirty work. Okay, that's very disturbing. Yes. Guys, please don't want Shamshera and theatre PR activity
Gosh.
started. But now, Jaydeep, if you can just find out who it is. Welcome, Devi. Divya, you want Khalistan to be carved out of Punjab? What are you saying? Everybody is going to suffer very soon. Leonara, this is such a pathetic and lame excuse to counter the murder. Fraudsters and NGOs, the rich and political affluent, get away with murder. Ramesh, the major concern and highlight of 2.5 years of UT CM term was death of prominent, cause heart attack. Yes. Okay. We'll go back to the next piece of news, Jyoti, of Uddhav Thackeray.
Yeah. So coming to uh, Uddhav Thackeray loses his cool after Rajnath Singh, the defense minister, greets him with Assalamu alaikum. So
Assalamu alaikum.
yeah, salam alaikum. So that's very funny. In fact, Rajnath Singh greeted Uddhav Thackeray over a phone call to seek support for NDA's presidential candidate Draupadi Murmu. And Uddhav Thackeray spoke about the incident during his meeting. And we may have been a part of the MVA, but we have not relinquished on Hindutva. So Uddhav Thackeray had on Tuesday called a meeting with Shiv Sena MLAs still loyal to him at his residence Matoshri. The report said that the meeting was attended by 30 to 35 members, although it did not reveal the names of the members present in the meeting at the Thackeray residence. During the meeting, Uddhav said he got a call from Rajnath Singh, and who was tasked with the responsibility of building consensus among the opposition parties for NDA's presidential candidate. However, Rajnath's greeting of Assalamu alaikum raised the heckles of the former Maharashtra CM, and so this is quite. I never knew that Rajnath Singh had was very humorous. He always seemed like a serious person to me.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
also,
So,
Uddhav's answer is also very, he got so upset about it.
yeah. So, Karthik says, got out PR is all out for Ranbir Kapoor. So much promo. Yes. And not only Ranbir Kapoor, Ranbir Singh also, right? Um, yeah. Even I will not like, okay. RBI's decision is also historic. More than UT and family, Bollywood has gone in depression. Yes, they're in ICU. I would say their business.
In fact, what I'd like to say is that, see, Ranveer Singh, going with Bear to the wilderness is itself is an attempt to resurrect his what you call his sagging career. And he says that his wife Deepika only pushed him. It means that they have nothing in hand, and then they buy the most expensive quadruple apartments.
For over
Where did
100
the money
crores.
come from?
Yes. So, and that too, they're neighbors to Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan in the same apartment, which is worth over 100 crores. So, where does this money come from? Yes, voice of press. UT had no choice but to agree to support Mrs. Murmu as president. For once, he did not listen to Sanjay Raut. Yeah. So that's the first correct decision by Uddhav Thackeray. Uh, yeah, the link for the video of yes.
Yeah.
CBI has raided and arrested a number of people after SSR case who were using dark web involved in child organ trafficking. TV actor was arrested by CBI. Yeah, name not disclosed. Okay. Yes, I mean it's very apparent from that the video of Karan Johar's party. There was some sort of white substance in the sofa. Both, yes, Savitri. So, can you take the next piece of news?
Yeah. Salman Khan will not be forgiven for the Black Buck incident, warns gangster Lawrence Bishnoi. As per the latest reports, Delhi Police Special Cell has revealed that gangster Lawrence Bishnoi has sent out another warning against Salman Khan. It has only been a few weeks since death threats were issued to superstar Salman Khan and father Salim Khan. While the Mumbai police swung into action, jailed gangster Lawrence Bishnoi was reportedly named responsible for the threats. Now, as per latest reports, the Delhi Police Special Cell has revealed that gangster Lawrence Bishnoi has sent out another warning. On July 10th, gangster Bishnoi has warned that his community and he will never forgive Salman Khan for the Black Buck incident. The special cell added that Lawrence Bishnoi will only reconsider his decision after Salman Khan issues an apology in public. This update comes just days after Salman Khan's lawyer, Hastimal Saraswat, filed a complaint at Jodhpur police station alleging that he received death threats through a letter. The threat letter was similar to the letter that was given to Salman Khan. Advocate Saraswat revealed that the letter stated, "Any enemy's friend is an enemy. We'll do something like Mooswala." The threatening person wrote LBGB on Salman's letter. LBGB is also written on the letter sent to the advocate. LB refers to Lawrence Bishnoi and GB as Goldie Brar. The matter is currently under investigation. In fact, on Saturday, Salman Khan did not step out to wish his fans on the occasion of Eid at his residence in Mumbai. Salman Khan's fans had gathered in large numbers. However, the actor did not appear on his balcony owing to the death threats he has received in the last few months. Back to you, Jaideep.
Yeah, so a lot of people are, in fact, taking a liking for this gangster Lawrence Bishnoi. Yeah, so some of the comments, yes, Ranveer and Deepika bought a new house worth 119 crores. Yes, that's what we are all asking, right? So could this be, not real money? I mean, like, could it be money laundering? Who knows? So, read Lumby cigarette and her Rana husband. Yes, their movies have may have flopped, but they have already. Yes, Karthik. Yeah. So this for you.
Hello, Meena ma'am. Our justice system needs a total overhaul. We need more efficient, a faster, responsive system suitable to the digital age. Why should a family beg and grovel for justice for filing a FIR?
Yes, Savitri. Um, and even now, all the Bollywood people are afraid of him. Yes, Lopa, it
Lopa,
is
that is
quite
the doubt
obvious.
everybody has because even before she got married, she went for a sonography. So that's very, very highly suspicious.
So it's
Indeed.
high, it's very, very obvious. So yeah, most of the time we will hear that penguins are in trouble, but how come they look bright and cheerful and roaming around with? But now they penguins look like they're in fear, right? Because all the ice has melted around them. Why people don't understand to stop liking? Yes, that's the sad part, Shad. But I do believe that his the popularity has gone down drastically. It's vital for BJP to win BMC elections. Yes, you know. So, what's your take on this?
Yeah, so it's right because what he mentioned is true. It will stop the UT source of income. This is taxpayers' money. It's very true. That's obvious.
Yeah, movies are yes. It's very obvious that movies are just a front for many nefarious activities in the back. I've stopped watching Bollywood and almost yes, just browsing 2 days ago. Yeah, the kids dance show, and guess who was the chief guest? Yes, this is a very big. Anybody has any update on the NCB's case? What happened? Yes, we have reported this in the earlier part of the video, and it seems NCB has drafted charges against Riya Chakravarti for procuring ganja along with Shovik. So yes, so let's take the next piece of news, and that's
Yeah.
with regards to Anil Deshmukh. So Anil Deshmukh is he was arrested, and there was Vasuli, and now the commissioner of police is number one. This is just a few terminologies that they had made during that period of time. And the counsel for the NCP argued that Deshmukh was languishing in jail as the probe was initiated with malified intentions. Now, Mumbai is seeking bail in the money laundering and extortion charges registered by the ED. On Monday, former Home Minister Anil Deshmukh said that the number one beneficiary of the extorted money, that is Paramveer Singh, has become the blue-eyed boy of central investigating agencies, whereas the second accused, Sachin Waze, they have made an approval against him. Now, the counsel for the NCP argued that Deshmukh was languishing in jail And in common parlance, the commissioner of police is considered number one. However, the ED officers assume that it to be Deshmukh. Now, I don't have a better case to demonstrate malified in-law than this. Time will tell who did that. So, Deshmukh, who was arrested by the CBI, approached a special court for a default bail, claiming that the central agency failed to file a complete charge sheet as contemplated under Section 173 of the Code of Criminal Procedure against him in stipulated time, and hence he was entitled to default bail. So, how so he Deshmukh is still very much in trouble, and I don't know what the central agencies why they are taking so much of time, to find out the truth.
Yeah. In fact, that's what Zoya is saying. I can't
Yeah,
understand how many times Deshmukh and Malik keep asking for bail. They keep asking bail every other day on different terms. Is there a limit after which they shouldn't be allowed?
yes, Karthik. What's your take on ED investigating Gandhis? Yeah, mainly Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. Mainstream media is no more covering and updating.
Yeah, in fact, I'll just tell you the latest on that. Now, Sonia Gandhi has been called by the ED. Okay, so the enforcement directorate summons Sonia Gandhi on July 21st in the National Herald case, which had she had skipped earlier summons due to COVID infection. Now, the enforcement directorate on Monday asked Congress President Sonia Gandhi to depose before it on July 21st in connection with money laundering case related to National Herald case. The Congress chief had skipped earlier summons on June 8th after she reportedly tested positive for COVID on June 2, 6 days before she was supposed to appear before the ED. Now she has been released from the hospital in the middle of June after recovering from COVID. Sonia Gandhi was issued the second summons in June 23 by the agency, but the Congress lady had again refused to depose before the agency on the grounds that the doctor had strictly advised her to rest at home following her hospitalization on account of COVID and lung infection. Now, here, see what I want to say is that both this, the son goes traveling abroad, the mother is always in hospital or she's resting at home. Who will go to ED? That is a question. So I don't know. See, mainstream media will never report it.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
credit goes to Subramania Swamy for this in this regard.
Yes.
Who went very aggressively against both mother and son, Gandhis. So,
Yeah.
and but BJP hasn't sort of credited Subramania Swamy in this particular National Herald case for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Again, Papu went to Videsh. Is Abar kya karke aayega? What is he planning or plotting there? Yes. Apparently, the gutter would pay a huge amount of tax and a high source of income for the government. Hence, they seem to get away with all sorts of crime like Pig Boss and SRK for his son.
Yes.
Who knows, AD and Kabadi Chacha are really in jail or enjoying home from back door. They do not look
Yeah,
frail.
they. I mean, it looks like it looks like a five-star jail for both of them, and they have not
Yes.
lost weight also.
Yeah. Law is the same for everyone. Yes. No one is above the law. Yes. ED should be mobile and chase them and come corner them. गुड इवनिंग कुछ लोग जेल से कार्रवाई करते कुछ लोग हॉस्पिटल से कार्रवाई करते newbie where has he gone Pappu to Spain at the time of first summons Agniveer riots took place yes Videsh Gandhi should not be arrested at all let them be isolated completely that will serve them right yeah in fact in opposition they are even more dangerous Karthik yeah moving
Yeah,
on to the
but
next
yeah, BJP would like them to be in opposition for as long as possible because there's no one who can compete with Narendra Modi in the next national elections. Because as long as Rahul Gandhi is at the opposition, it will be a very, very comfortable win for Modi ji in the next national election.
Yeah.
Yes. So again,
Kangana. Yeah. Kangana
yeah.
Ranaut versus Mahinda Kaur. The High Court relief for Bollywood actor, issuing notice of motion to the complainant on a petition by Bollywood actor Kangana for setting aside a criminal complaint against her. The Punjab and Haryana High Court today directed the trial court to adjourn the pending matter beyond September 8th, the next day of hearing before the bench here. The direction by Justice Meenakshi Mehta came on Kangana's petition against complainant Mahinda Kaur. Her counsel Abhinav Sood with advocates Anmol Gupta, Nitesh Jajaria, Jashan Mehta, Drun Chofal, and Abhuvrat Arya contended in the petition that none of the accusations prima facie established a case of defamation against her, and the same was based on false and baseless allegations. Besides this, the complaint has been filed with an ulterior motive and was an outcome of political vendetta. Sood added complainant Mahinda Kaur in her complaint filed in January last year had alleged that Kangana wrote a defamatory tweet during the farmer protests wherein false imputations and remarks were made against her. She also filed a complaint before the court seeking initiation of criminal proceedings for defamation against Kangana as she had made false imputations. The court on the complaint had come and run out. Back to you.
Yeah. So we'll take a few comments. Till the time is an opposition, the right agenda. But I don't know what happens when they come to power, whether it's Sushant, whether it's, yes, drug nexus, Palkar incident, yes. M made song on the slogan, Sar Tan Se Juda, such a horrible mindset. Hola Espana, yeah, Spain, yes, newbie.
Yes, new destination, not Thailand. Yes, he must be meeting Catalan separatists. Well said, newbie.
What
What
about the
about
witch?
she and her
Yes,
brother was supposed to be called for questioning?
yeah. So NCB has drafted charges against them today for procurement for procuring drugs, so ganja, in fact. So look at the list of Congress executive directors list. Jignesh Mewani is here at number three. Isn't that enough? At the end of Congress is here. Yes, Karthik. So I just wonder if something similar will happen in Congress party like it did to the Shiv Sena party. Will there be some outgoing MLAs to BJP? People have to understand these actors are not for movies and make money. They are for harm. Yes, absolutely, Newton. They are very selfish. They are
The
not.
so-called actors go to other countries, and India political parties campaign and other concerns too. Yes, exactly as AAP is also there, said to be a threat to BJP. That's what I've heard in debates, as there's always a tug of war between BJP and AAP. But Leonara, AAP is the most corrupt party in India. Karthik, BJP's main focus in public, it is Congress Mukt Bharat. But in reality, it's Gandhi Mukt Congress, and that will happen soon. BJP will deal with AAP after it finish Congress. Yes. Lopa, ma'am, what is your take on Hindu Sankalp Yatra? We are just focusing on the news today. Lopa, we'll take that subject up later. Karthik, the cabal has offices all over the world. Spain is no different. I keep hearing about the dark web. Is there really such thing? I hope it's a myth and not. It is there. And there are lots of
I,
things happening there,
yeah,
which is why
Devi and
NCB is very scared because a lot of the drug sales happens through dark web.
yeah, Devi, we have done a video on Candid Meena in the playlist section in Taboo Topics, so you can see that video, and we have detailedly covered the topic of dark web. Yes, so coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Sanjeev Kumar and Shabana Asmi. In his biography, the actor Sanjeev Kumar revealed his mother refused to accept Shabana Asmi as his wife due to religion. I would have had to move out of the house. So the biography of Sanjeev Kumar gives an insight into the personal life, and he had professed affection for Shabana Asmi, and I knew Shabana for a longer period than I had known for any other girl in films. Earlier, I had worked on stage with her mother Shaukat. So when I first knew Shabana, she was not yet in films. What she felt for me that time must have been puppy love, but it could have culminated in an alliance with me if my mother had not put her foot firmly down. So this is quite interesting, with
Yeah.
regards
Says
to.
that my mother, tolerant in other respects, was adamant about her refusal to accept a Muslim bahu. If I had married Shabana, I would have had to move out of the house, and that's something I'd never do. Before Shabana Azmi, there was another Muslim girl that his mother had objected to. The biography mentions his first love, where Kumar had once said it was first time he had fallen seriously in love. Hari said in an interview, till the age of 26, I've never touched a girl. The first time I fell deeply and seriously in love was around that time. I wanted more than anything to marry her. I would have married her, but she was a Muslim girl. If I was the youngest son of my mother, I would have said hell with the world and married her. She has gone through raising 4 children without my father. While he had worked extensively with Kumkum and Nazima, there was much speculation that this could have been Saira Banu. His makeup artist Sarosh Modi said in 1982, every woman whom Sanjeev loved and yearned for dished him, leaving him high and dry. His ego is terribly hurt. Sanjeev is suffering from some kind of complex. Luck has never been in his favor. He loved them all, Saira, Nutan, and Hema. Maybe with Saira it was just an infatuation and he misunderstood her. Now here, I would clearly say that yes, he was in love with Hema Malini, and Hema Malini, in fact, even Jitendra was in love with her, but it was she was only after Dharmendra. So these two were unlucky in that aspect.
Yeah, so Karthik says Sanjeev was only in love with Hema Malini, okay, but that's why he
Yeah,
refused Sulakshana Pandit,
yeah,
and Hema, rejected him, and he lost interest in marriage. Okay,
yeah, right.
actor Sachin Piliguankar will know all this better. Yes, Chandrika. I've heard somewhere that you shouldn't even try to search dark web or Google to know about it. How else? Then the common man, yes, like it's there are certain web browsers, which people use to browse the dark web, and it's very dangerous to go on
Yeah,
those
Zoya, see, you
browsers.
can look at it. It's not that, see, but once you get into it, then see, you have these passwords and all that. So it's a dangerous game, and if you want to learn more about it, there are a lot of people in YouTube who explain the whole procedure to you.
Yes. Sanjeev was a typical Indian male and wanted his wife to be a homemaker and not an actress. That's why it didn't work out. Yes, I wouldn't say typical Indian male because that has changed right now. Hi, Lorraine.
Yeah. Now, a model who spent 600K and 12 years to look like Kim Kardashian undergoes detransition after realizing she wants to be herself. So let's just show you the images. Yeah. So, as per reports, Pamplona had undergone 40 surgeries over the past 12 years to emulate the physical attributes of Kim Kardashian. After realizing she wanted to be her own self, she plunked down $120,000 for the detransition. Then, in another case, a 29-year-old Brazilian model named Jennifer Pamplona, who spent a whopping 6 million on cosmetic surgeries to look like Kim Kardashian, has finally detransitioned to her original looks. As per reports, Pamplona had undergone 40 surgeries over the span of the past 12 years to emulate the physical attributes of the American socialite. It must be mentioned Kardashian had started to become a household name by 2010. Awed by her looks, the Brazilian model underwent her first surgery at the tender age of 70. She then became addicted to surgeries, including rhinoplasties, butt implants, and fat injections. Her body transformation garnered her fame and modeling opportunities for Versace. Pamplona had even amassed 11 lakh followers on Instagram. However, she felt dejected for being known as Kim Kardashian's look-alike. People would call me a Kardashian, and it started to get annoying, she recounted. She further stated, I had worked and studied and was a businesswoman. I had done all these things and had all these achievements in my personal life. but I was only being recognized because I looked like a Kardashian. The discontent brewing within her mind finally made the Brazilian born model detransition to her own self. She realized that she was suffering from body dysmorphia. I discovered that I was addicted to surgery and I wasn't happy. I was putting a filler in my face like I was in the supermarket. It was an addiction, and I got into the cycle of surgery equal fames and money. I just lost control of everything I went through, a lot of hard times. The Brazilian learned about a doctor in Istanbul, in Turkey, who could help her detransition at a whopping cost of 1,020,000. I had a face and neck lift, buccal fat removal, cat's eye surgery, a lip lift, and a nose job all at once. I went into the operation room as one person and came out as another. Jennifer informed that she had an idea of how her face would look after detransitioning. The painful procedure to undo years of cosmetic work took a toll on her face. Post her operation, she suffered complications and developed an infection. She bled profusely from her cheeks, continuously for 3 days. The images of her disfigured face are now doing the rounds of the internet. Although her recovery is still a long way ahead, Amplona said, "The best feeling is knowing I'm not in a fight with myself anymore. I'm now who I wanted to be, and I really now understand the meaning of life." She has reportedly partnered with a doctor in Brazil to help individuals suffering from body dysmorphia. The Brazilian born model is also working on a documentary named Addiction, which seeks to expose the dangers of cosmetic surgeries.
Yeah, she looked very fine before the surgery, in fact. I don't know why
Yeah,
she went into the surgery in the first place.
yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah,
Zoya says, such beautiful girls they are. Why don't they see how beautiful they are without comparing themselves to other celebs? Very sad. The amount of money people spend on plastic surgery is astonishing. Feel sad for the lack of self confidence some of them have. So glad she realized her true self. There should be plastic surgery of brain, not face. Yeah. Well, Sanjeev was one of the most versatile actors, yes. His death has been a huge loss. Brazil model is looking like Rakhi Sawant. In fact, also, I think Madhuri Dixit has gone, Madhuri Dixit, or is it Aishwarya, who has gone way too far? This time at Cannes, the IFA Awards, she looked like she only had cheeks. Why can't people accept their original appearance? When will the looks obsession stop? Says Mauli. There's already one Kim. Why do you want to be a copy? Be original. All these people who suffer from lack of acceptance for their appearance, please read Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Wonderful book. Sanjeev Kumar was a fabulous actor. Angur is my all-time movie, yes. Looks like they're all Satan worshippers. Is there any connection of SSR death? And yes, there is. Yeah, I think that this covers all the news for tonight. US media is full of Jenners and Kardashians. So that's why these girls go to all this. I remember let me tell you a bit of news. When I went for went to Los Angeles for a trip, we had a party at a Russian, what do you call it? It was like a pub as well as a restaurant. And next to our table, there were many girls who were, they were really drunk and they were dancing on the table. And if you looked at all those girls, they all looked like Kim Kardashians. So, we were just asking around, like, what is this all about? So apparently, this, the restaurant or the pub it also belonged to a Russian. And most of the people who came here were all Russians. And a lot of them had this phobia to look like Kim. So it's something that it's very strange, you know. Minaji, the Botox on Hema Mali is falling. It has become so evident. Yes, she looks very tired. We should not copy these actors. God has made us so beautiful in so many
that
ways.
is
These girls,
the
look
right.
at yourselves. Yeah. All this money these psychos spend for looking uglier, why don't they feed the poor and give them little sheds to live in? These days, almost everyone looks the same. Yes. Looking forward to hear great news soon. Even in her promo photo of Punlin Selvan, Ash looks so jaded and old. In fact, Trisha looks better. Yes, I think so. Yes. So we'll see you tomorrow, friends. So Lalitji is joining us tomorrow, and if Kajal is free, Kajal Agarwal, she will also Kajal Hindustani. She will also join us tomorrow. So we'll tell you the timing and we'll announce the timing. So just last few ones. It's like people still use Fair and Lovely cream. Why not just live and be contented with the way you are born? A little suggestion, start updates just after a few minutes. So we can all join, take some comments for 2-3 minutes. Yes, Newton, I've realized that. Yes, we will do that. In fact, it's a very, very useful comment because I see some of you, come a little late. Yes. They have the audacity to call themselves beautiful after ample makeup and plastic surgeries. Shamila Tagore and Vedar Rahman, even today, yeah, they look so elegant. Thank you. Good night. Beautiful session as always. Thank you, Zoya. And thank you to all my friends. Good night and see you tomorrow. Good
Thank
night
you.
from Jaydev.
Bye.